From the famed Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, welcome to Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League, the semifinal opening leg between Club America of Mexico and the Philadelphia Union of the United States. Mike Watts on hand on a seasonably cool evening, 63 degrees Fahrenheit, and there is indeed already rain falling. That shouldn't be the case for the entirety of the match, but is the case now at over mile-high elevation. Here's a look at how these teams got here. The 2021 tournament bracket has whittled down to 4 from its initial 16. Club America knocking off the Portland Timbers after Olympia gave them the ultimate scare in the round of 16. Philadelphia has had no trouble at all. 9 goals scored, only 1 allowed. Highlights from the earlier fixtures in CONCACAF Champions League. Portland taking on Club America. And we begin here at the Azteca. Not a bad effort from Portland defensively, but in the end it simply proved to be too much as this game wore on. It was 1-1 going into the second leg, in part due to Mora's penalty, but it was Viñas who would score a penalty in the second leg that would seemingly give Club America an undeniable and unsustainably difficult to overcome advantage. Diego Valeri would get a chance from the penalty spot to draw one closer for Portland. And while they were able to make it 2-1, Suarez scores late in the 70th. It makes it 4-2 in the aggregate. Club America knocks off Portland. Meanwhile, look at how Philadelphia got here, and while everything was still to play for when Club America played Portland in the second leg, the same can't be said for how things felt when Atlanta took on Philadelphia in the second leg. Subaru Park in Philadelphia, the site, it was 3-0 already, with Fontana scoring late in the opening leg away to Atlanta, and Kasper Shabilko, name you'll hear often, scoring twice in the opening leg. He'd score in this one too. Not a bad effort, but off frame from Sergio Santos. Will start up front tonight. Atlanta would be able to get a goal through Sosa, and perhaps that provided a bit of hope going into halftime. A look at the since relieved head coach, and into the second half with Philadelphia leading 3-1 in the aggregate. They would add another in the 88th minute, but they could have had goals earlier in the half as well that could have put this away. Shabilko certainly does, however. Makes it 4-1 in the aggregate. Philadelphia advances with ease for the second consecutive round in CONCACAF Champions League. Look inside the tunnel as we close in on kickoff between Philadelphia and Club America. For Philadelphia, you could argue this is the biggest game in franchise history. Not that the history of this franchise compares to that of Club America. This is a side that's made the MLS Cup playoffs 3 years running. They finally won their first trophy in 2020. The Supporters' Shield, 14 wins, 4 losses, 5 draws, made them the MLS regular season champion. You could argue that the latter stages that season came with pins and needles games, but a matchup like this at the Azteca, even in Alejandro Bedoya's experience, is, quote, what dreams are made of. Meanwhile, you see Memo Ochoa and Club America, they've made significant changes to their lineup, in part because 4 of their players were away at the Olympics in Tokyo. And while you could argue that the U.S. and Mexico have finally converged in the FIFA rankings, number 10, number 11 now, it's been quite a star-crossed summer in many ways between the two countries, with the United States winning both the Nations League final and the Gold Cup final, but also suffering the indignity of failing to qualify for the Olympics altogether, while Mexico won their second Olympic medal in the past 3 tournaments. This venue will hold 20,000 today. Typically it holds oh so many more, about 90,000. But with COVID restrictions, For the fans in the stands, mask up and await kickoff in numbers less than a quarter of capacity. For Philadelphia, maybe the biggest game they've ever played. For Club America, it's just their latest semifinal in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League. It is a hugely thrilling and much talked about matchup. The only side remaining from the United States in Major League Soccer taking on one of the great clubs of Mexico. Club America and Philadelphia Union taking the field at the Azteca in Mexico City for this semifinal, leg number 1 of Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League. After an extended break in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League, finally the return for these two teams. New anthem and certainly a new feel. Walter Lopez is not new to the occasion, however, has officiated the FIFA Club World Cup final previously, 40-year-old native of Guatemala City. Memo Ochoa, Alejandro Bedoya captain the sides. Pennants exchanged, fist bumps as well, as we close in on kickoff between Club America and the Philadelphia Union. The VAR for this game is Canadian Drew Fisher, Tatiana Guzman of Nicaragua, his assistant, both experienced from the most recent CONCACAF Gold Cup. A look at the lineups, and for Club America, they do return Memo Ochoa as well as Sebastian Cordova to the lineup. This is a side that has a tremendously talented back line. Cáceres receiving praise from Jim Curtin during the pre-match press conference. Reyes was in the Liga MX Best 11 last year. Roger Martinez is their goal-scoring talisman up front. He's received an 8-figure offer for his services within the last 12 months. Can he be the man for Santiago Solari, the 44-year-old Argentine manager who's come under a bit of fire for not having nearly enough fire in the attack for America fans' liking? Jim Curtin leads the Philadelphia Union, extraordinarily experienced goalkeeper in Andre Blake, the best in Major League Soccer. Bedoya captains the side. Martinez will sit at the bottom of midfield. And meanwhile, newcomer to Champions League, Gazdag is the number 10 at the top of midfield for Philadelphia. Santos and Shabilko, the current leading scorer in the competition, will lead the line up front. Goalkeepers that are standard setters for their nations, Jamaica and Mexico. And teams packed with stars. A semifinal of so much anticipation. This first leg kicks off at the Azteca. Underway between Philadelphia and Club America in the semifinal of Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League. Ball skitters out, belongs to America. Club America off to a solid start in the Liga MX. Ball whipped across. That's easy enough for Blake. 2 wins and a draw through 3 matches has them in the top 5. It was a side that finished second in the Clausura, but was shockingly out in the quarterfinal. As Blake drives this away toward Bedoya. Bounces out beyond Bizo. Jim Curtin scoops that up and gives to Bizo. Curtin saying the first 15 to 20 minutes at altitude are the toughest, then you find your second wind. Can Philadelphia find their way through what have been markedly strugglesome starts of late? In 3 of their last 5 matches, they've conceded inside 10 minutes. Kept here by Santos and rolled forward. Ball across Shabilko! To say it would have been a dream is an understatement. Shabilko, 5 goals in this tournament. He scored in all 4 games. Nearly tipped that into the net and gave Philadelphia the ultimate early advantage. Not a bad combination from Gazdag as well. How many chances for a road goal will Philadelphia see tonight? Aquino. Sanchez. Sanchez. Aquino gesturing. Ochoa. Reyes. Aquino. Heavy touch opens the door to Flatch, but Aquino now. The Union used their pressure to win the ball higher up the field. It's very much become their trademark to win transition moments. Against Club America, that may be a far-fetched ideal at the Azteca. Bedoya concedes the free kick. Lainez to ground. His younger brother, Diego, now at Real Betis in Spain. Blake aligns the side. Sanchez and Cordova over the ball under what's an intensifying rain in Mexico City. The Philadelphia area is under a heat advisory to the north. The temperatures in Mexico City sit in the mid-60s Fahrenheit. And a rain that certainly won't bother the Union players. It'll be Cordova. They've gone short. Cordova. From start to finish, that felt off kilter. And a goal kick for Andre Blake. Twice now Major League Soccer's goalkeeper of the year. 2016, his 3rd professional season. And 2020, player who saw his stock rise as the goalkeeper for the University of Connecticut, where he was a 3-time goalkeeper of the year for his collegiate conference in the U.S. Santiago Solari once played at Stockton University in New Jersey, close to Philadelphia. It was Richard Stockton College back then. It's a Division III collegiate institution. 1 season there, 1993. Ochoa. Reyes. Lainez. On to Aquino. Cáceres. Jim Curtin 41 years old, his 8th season in Philadelphia, the 2020 Major League Soccer Coach of the Year. Also played collegiately in the Philadelphia area at Villanova. Cordova. Sanchez. Does well to get by Gazdag, but this won't slip by Jack Elliott. Lainez. Bizo. Goal for the Mexican Giant. Well threaded, Sanchez. Aquino. Beyond the initial attacking foray for Club America, it's been a largely probing performance thus far. Bizo, excellent steps in front of Mauro Lainez. Shabilko. What a recovery by Bizo. Cameroonian international called into AFCON qualifying the tail end of the 2020 calendar year. Wonderful sidestep out of play from Lainez and a free kick to America. Fidalgo stands over the ball. Cáceres. Sanchez. Throw for Philadelphia. This is a poor ball out under minimal pressure from Martinez. Whipped ball toward Cordova. That's handled, but Sanchez. It would have been the goal of the tournament to score from that angle and that difficulty on the bounce. And in the end, it doesn't challenge Blake at all. Philadelphia now 19 games in to their Major League Soccer regular season. They sit 4th in MLS's Eastern Conference, coming off a 1-0 win through Quinn Sullivan's first MLS goal. But this lineup they play today, precisely the one that featured 2 games ago against Toronto, a 3-0 victory. Philadelphia has been able to get it done with a wide swath of lineup choices and a handful of additions. Some who have arrived, others soon to join the fray. Confirmation that Mateus Davo from Corinthians, the forward, is set to arrive. He's with the team on the trip, but not in the 18. Jesus Bueno, the Venezuelan midfielder, set to become available soon enough as well, it's been rumored. Wide by Reyes. Lainez serves, header snap, terrific save, Blake. Sanchez, hands to his face, can't believe it. The attack's still on for Club America. In goes Flatch. And away by Wagner. Shabilko holding up. But Santos won't catch up. If there's a cat with quicker reflexes in CONCACAF than Andre Blake, I'd like to meet him. In the end, that was more comfortable than it initially appeared to wipe that rebound away with a swarm of Eagles nearby. Well done, Lainez. Bedoya earns a talking to. 9 cards in 21 games last year for Alejandro Bedoya. He's certainly no stranger to a referee's disciplinary permanent record. He only has 3 so far this year. And another free kick for Club America. The good news for Philadelphia, they have escaped 10 minutes without conceding. Should bend their Achilles heel 3 of the last 5 games. They haven't gotten out of the 15-minute window Jim Curtin noted coming into the game. This is Sanchez. Reyes kept it alive. Ball across and down by Martinez, taken on by Blake. 2 goals on the young season. Liga MX for Roger Martinez, but it's a second header steered close enough to Blake. Able to handle with relative ease. 13th minute and scoreless. His first leg of the semifinal in CONCACAF Champions League. Cáceres. Jim Curtin said coming into this match that you can, of course, lose the tie based on the performance in the first leg. It's a cliche we hear often, but so few teams have been able to come to Estadio Azteca and unseat Club America in CONCACAF Champions League. Spacing all wrong as Gazdag stepped in. Lainez. Back from Glesnes. Ochoa. Aguilera. Free kick conceded by Kai Wagner. Santos. Bit of patience in the build-up, and Cordova brought to ground. A free kick won again by Club America. You could argue this is far and away the best opportunity they've had on a set piece thus far, however. Jorge Sanchez took his time. The harsh step by Elliott. Gives Club America a chance here. Could it be another early critical moment from Andre Blake? Wall at a line too close to the ball. And now Flatch assumes the position. He'll step away. Bit of confusion here from Philadelphia. Flatch moving away appears in part to allow 6 Union players to mark up 6 Club America players. Cordova off the wall. Sanchez! It's a magnificent opening goal for Club America. They lead in the 17th minute. It's a determined look in the eyes of Santiago Solari. There's a calm in Jim Curtin. But there's a wondrous strike from Richard Sanchez. Blake had already started through, and the deflection off the back Gazdag is what does him in. The Wall looking for its second intervention, and in doing so, they provide the opening tally to Club America. Well, it's a deserved goal in theory. The pressure from Philadelphia at times made Club America a bit uncomfortable. Didn't cause them that much consternation. The build-up had been stymied at times in the attack, but it was free-flowing. And it's one too many set pieces conceded by the Union. Rolling ball, Shabilko. Rolls through Santos! Ochoa. The response would have come in less than 2 minutes' time, and Santos angled that more delicately. Philadelphia trying to keep American soccer in this CONCACAF Champions League, which is to say the U.S. Major League Soccer down to just one side now. Monterrey, Rayados knocking off Cruz Azul yesterday. Monterrey playing in their home venue, 1-0 win. They do keep the clean sheet. Look, that is such a clever nutmeg through Cáceres from Shabilko. Has found 8 assists for his last 42 games, alongside what's been a marked goal-scoring ability in Champions League. 5 goals from 4 games, a goal in each game thus far. Shabilko, Bizo. And would this have come back as offside in the first place? Certainly would have. Bizo. Martinez maintains. Philadelphia spoke about the first 15-20 minutes have conceded. It was on a set piece. It's not one that Andre Blake is likely to feel all that well about. Beaten by a deflection on a second ball on a set piece. Lainez is certainly unhappy. A late blow from Bizo. Nonetheless, Medica builds. Reyes, acquired from Puebla in the summer window. Lainez. Sanchez. The throw for Flatch. Jabilko will chase. Ochoa, ever the showman, makes it seem as if there is never any danger at all. This MLS versus Liga MX matchup comes amidst the opening round of the Leagues Cup, kicked off earlier this week. Teams that failed to qualify for Champions League, but big names nonetheless. All sides that have been in Champions League in the last half decade. From Mexico, Bizo here to take a knock, and he's grappling with his left hand over his face. You can tell this is going to be spirited, to say the least, between Lainez and Bizo. The Union coaching staff having words at this point. Appears with the fourth official. That arm got up and caught the side of Bizo's face. Athletic trainer pays a visit. That's Paul Rushing. Oh, lost a tooth. It appears. You could see in his smile something was certainly wrong. That particular replay all the more clear. And as much as an athletic trainer can help in these moments, Bizo's in far more desperate need of a dentist. Bizo's walking off, certainly with discomfort, to say the least. 26th minute. Reyes. Lainez. Cáceres. Been a really fluid start from Club America. Martinez plays this forward. Martinez awaiting the return. Gazdag slowed. Free kick, Philadelphia. Lizo has returned. Santos running down Cáceres. Strong-willed header from Aquino. Martinez will chase. Elliott calmly back to Blake. Richard Sanchez in the 17th minute. A deflected, recycled free kick. Martinez lost the handle. Sanchez smelled blood in the water. Leagues Cup kicking off between the two leagues, MLS and Liga MX this week. Club Leon scoring a 6-1 victory against a heavily rotated Sporting Kansas City lineup on Tuesday. Seattle thoroughly dismantled Tigres 3-0. Pumas, after a lengthy weather delay, weathered a penalty shootout against New York City Football Club. Finished 1-1. Pumas advanced 3-2. Earlier today, Santos Laguna a goal to nil over Orlando City. Turned over here to Club America, brought ahead by Cordova. Martinez. Cordova trying to get in behind. Martinez carrying. Turning over the ball. Fidalgo. Sanchez had gotten high up to continue the attack. Instead, he'll merely throw. What beautiful interchange between Martinez and the returning Cordova from the Olympic Games. Another set piece. America's owned the attacking set pieces thus far. Header down, scuffed clearance. Far more convincing the second time. And an injured player down just past a half hour. Bizo going into the back of Martinez, it appears. Not quite eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth from Bizo. Bizo is down once more, and one wonders just how much he can muster after apparently losing a tooth. He's pointing to his mouth at present. All the while, anytime you take a shot to the head like that, sure, one thinks about the potential dental implications, but those are often far more cosmetic. The focus instead should be on the potential of a head injury. And it seemed like Bizo was a bit woozy when he initially got back to his feet, and it seems very much the case now. Look back at the opening goal in the 17th minute. Cordova knocks this off the wall, but it falls kindly. And Sanchez knocks this off the back of Gazdag. And by a theoretically in place Andre Blake, without a deflection, he may have had that red. You look at the available substitutes, the most logical adjustment for Philadelphia would likely be Alvis Powell, the Jamaican international. And indeed, Powell has come on, 29 in blue. Alvis Powell's third appearance in a Philadelphia uniform. He was acquired from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia on June the 10th, but he had been training with Philadelphia for over a month prior. Sanchez the goal in the 17th, 1-0 Club America. Powell overran this. Recent insertion for the injured Olivier Bizo. Martinez has picked up a yellow card for that wild tackle. Goes in the 35th minute. That's the first card of this match. It's a risky pass, and it's a handball. Whistled against Flatch. Fidalgo with Reyes. Cáceres. Aquino. Aguilera. Lainez, finally Powell. is coming off a hamstring injury. You could argue he's the safer option than Bizo under ideal circumstances defensively. Coming off a hamstring injury and playing at the altitude of Azteca, hardly ideal. Martinez. Wagner. Corner. Ball whipped across. Came off the head of Galesnis. Perhaps it appeared Blake had made the call for it. Not a bad idea either, just a bit overcooked, wasn't it? Results in a second corner now for Club America. You can see Aquino limbering up. Corner Club America. Powell got the first ball. Danger still on, however. Fidalgo plays it wide. Wagner begins to step. Flicked forward and caught by Blake. Powell. Shabilko. You see Santiago Solari likely got himself in a bit of hot water with his conversation in the lead up to this match about officiating in CONCACAF. He said his side had not been fortunate with the referees. Asked for a balanced and neutral game, as it should always be. Pinged off of Martinez, who helps to lead the charge. Martinez rolls ahead. Fidalgo by Powell. Powell, his hands full figuratively and literally since coming on less than 10 minutes ago. Lainez. Got by Bedoya. Lainez. Galesnis leaping back to try and get a touch. into the 42nd minute. Sanchez, the opening goal. But a road goal worth its weight in gold for Philadelphia if they can get it. A long way still to go. Floated into Powell's general area. And a hapless ball ahead to Bedoya. A throw for Club America. And that's how close Galesnes was to putting that in his own net. And one wonders just how much Philadelphia can afford to suffer in this game at this stage. Aquino dropped by Gazdag. Pedro Aquino, critical to the Club Leon sides that reached the pinnacle. Won the 2020 Apertura, signed in January. Only struggled to make any kind of inroads at Rayados a few years ago, but has burst onto the scene. The expectations for him certainly high in this 4-1-4-1 system that asks him to cover so much ground. So far today, he's been a bit of a metronome as well, in between these center backs, sitting in a pocket. Wonderful. Sanchez kept it. Martinez. Crowd, a dull roar. Lainez whips the cross. Aguilera, precisely where that ball needed to be. Jorge Sanchez, Richard Sanchez, the goal scorer. Approaching halftime at the Azteca in Mexico City. Mauro Lainez. Lainez! There's a trio of Union players marking Roger Martinez. Well, once you've so thoroughly burned Alvis Powell, the only question is, can you pick out your target? Corner. It's away, recovered by Fidalgo. 5 converging in the penalty area. And a goal kick to Philadelphia as we enter, should be a notable amount of first half stoppage time. It's 3 added minutes, due in large part to the injury to Olivier Baizo, where it certainly appeared he lost a tooth in a flailing elbow incident. He remained in the game briefly. But left shortly thereafter, latching onto the athletic trainer for stability as he left. Free kick for Philadelphia. Were decent early moments for Philadelphia. 100 seconds into the match, they nearly took the lead. Kasper Shabilko sending a back heel narrowly wide. Is there a chance here late in the first half for Philadelphia? Bedoya. Rolled back Gazdag. Santos. Turning Martinez with a hefty deflection off the top of the net and out. Santos using those long limbs to his benefit. He has such a wide range from which he's able to pull that ball in. And Jose Martinez giving his best effort. First corner for the Union. Ochoa, his first start of the young season, returning from international duty, the Olympics. Guatemalan referee Walter Lopez speaking to Santos. Gazdag. The header is over from Elliott. Elliott, who has an option on his contract that will see him in Philadelphia through 2022. For the English native, already rumored interest overseas. What comes next for the former Fulham Academy product who came to the U.S. initially to play at West Virginia University? Later selected in the MLS draft. Header forward in the dying seconds of this first half. Sprayed off of Santos, driven forward. And with Ochoa firmly in control. Play comes back and the halftime whistle arrives. Well, what an odd first half this was in many ways. Andre Blake, 2 tremendous saves. Certainly limited the damage. Sanchez scoring a goal, deflecting off the back of Daniel Gazdag on a recycled set piece. Club America leads, and for Philadelphia, they're reduced their outstanding young outside back, Olivier Baizo, due to an apparent head injury suffered near the half-hour mark. And for Philadelphia, who spoke about their belief coming into the Azteca, a stadium with such rich history, one that they're certainly well aware of, the home form of Club America has reared its head. They lead at halftime. They have certainly held more of the possession and far more of the chances. Philadelphia, a great chance in the opening 2 minutes, but not much sense. Halftime at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Club America 1, Philadelphia 0. Halftime highlights between Philadelphia and Club America in this Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League semifinal. It's the opening leg from the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Philadelphia's first ever Champions League appearance. First time this club has played at this venerable venue. They nearly scored in the opening 2 minutes. The back heel from Shabilko, narrowly off frame. Then it became the Andre Blake show. A save on Richard Sanchez, who would eventually get his revenge. And on Roger Martinez as well. That revenge would come in the 17th minute. Ball that deflects off of the back of Daniel Gazdag. Soars into the top of the net. The crowd assembled of 20,000 due to COVID restrictions roars in approval. Sometimes it takes something great to beat Andre Blake. In this instance, it simply took a noted deflection. Later in the half, about 10 minutes after the goal, Olivier Baizo was in a pretty constant back and forth with Mauro Lainez. Lainez with a high elbow that resulted in Baizo initially losing his tooth, eventually apparently coming off due to a head injury. That keyed the beginning of what was a violent stretch of play on both sides, one that did see Jose Martinez carded. Martinez would find an opportunity late in this half in the second minute of stoppage time, one that would deflect but not take as fortunate a bounce as the Union had seen go against them previous. At halftime, the Union trail Club America 1-0. Halftime statistics between Club America and the Philadelphia Union in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League. 9 shots in this first half. You would say 3 truly great opportunities for Club America, 1 for Philadelphia. Club America holds the advantage at the Azteca in Mexico City in the semifinal of Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League in the first leg. At halftime, Club America 1, Philadelphia Union 0.
Official CONCACAF app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things CONCACAF. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your CONCACAF experience to the next level. Download now the official CONCACAF app, available on the App Store and Google Play.
now everything against us. Right now it's everything against us. You have to watch both sides. Don't be scared. No, don't be scared.
Olivier.
Club America takes the field just a half minute later than Philadelphia does. The approval of a crowd of about 20,000 at the Estadio Azteca. Champions League semi-final leg one. Philadelphia, their first ever appearance for Club America. 7 times they've been champions of CONCACAF. Most recently, back-to-back in 2015 and 2016 in the Champions League. They lead 1-0 at the half. Monterrey won their opening salvo in the Champions League semifinals yesterday over Cruz Azul. Perhaps throwing a bit of a red herring into the potential of another Clásico final, as Monterrey and Tigres experienced a few years ago. There are some who certainly dreamed of Cruz Azul and Club America playing at the Azteca for all the marbles, and with a single leg final to come in a few months' time. Can Philadelphia find the road goal that would most certainly change their fortunes? Can Club America put the pedal down? Could they settle this tie once and for all before it even gets back to Philly? Walter Lopez. Whistle that brings the second half to fruition. Club America 1, Philadelphia Union 0 at the half. And into the second 45 we go. No changes at halftime, only one change in the first half. Saw Olivier Baizo off just past half an hour due to injury. Alvis Powell came on in his stead. Was a foul from Sergio Santos. You could argue he scored the winner in the biggest game in Union history prior to tonight. Supporters Shield clinching victory against New England last year. America lineup entirely unchanged from its opening 11. This is a side that's lost just one of their last 14 matches at the Azteca. That defeat was at the hands of a spirited Olympia side. The second leg after Club America's 2 goals on the road provided the impetus for them to go through on away goals. See, Powell came on in the first half. Martinez, the only player booked at this stage. Flatch. Santos. Room here for Bedoya. Lines up Lainez. The service caught by Ochoa. And a thunderous roar. The roof over this building seems to make it reverberate all the more. There could be 50 fans in this venue. It'd sound like 500. 100,000 feels like a million. Just feels amplified. Slide in by Flatch was ill-fated. Cordova on the dribble. Martinez returns to Sanchez. Martinez will watch this out for an America corner. Time at Villarreal for Roger Martinez before signing in July of 2018. Striker with few parallels in North American soccer at this stage. Corner. First ball is away from Wagner. Santos, not enough in that. See Sanchez win the free kick. Santiago Solari is looking for a little more off that right-hand side. He's been vocal about looking for a bit of institutional support in the transfer window. All the while, they're without Miguel Layun, who's cup tied to Monterrey. Santiago Nevada will be out for 4 months. Sign was held up by the Club America players in warm-ups for Nevada. Flatch. And to be fair, there's always some level of turnover year to year. Multiply that out. Club America's last title in the Champions League in 2016. The amount of turnover, the generational change in this giant Mexican club over the last 2 transfer windows, stunning. Cordova. Badoya with the touch. Look at Fidalgo. A bit of touch and finesse of his own. He's played somewhat simple in this game, and he's done so beautifully. All across for Aquino. Lainez. Forced back, but now Reyes. In the past 24 months, Club America has said goodbye to Peralta, Uribe. Well, they've brought in Ochoa, Marchesín in goal, Guido Rodriguez, Edson Alvarez, Santi Caceres on to Villarreal, Renato Ibargüen, Paul Aguilar, the longtime captain, ushered forward by Guzdag. This comes roaring in. Gazdag kept it. Gazdag to sweep that over the back line. Didn't get it over the first player, however. Martinez. More recently, it's Giovanni Dos Santos released altogether. Players like Palula, Medina, and Diaz, who saw less time. But returning to sides that loan them out. No Federico Viñas. Leo Suarez scored for Club America in their quarterfinal bout. Against Portland. Shabilko, free kick, Philly. Hammered off Cordova. Gazdag didn't appreciate it. There'll be a second chance at a set piece, however. There hasn't been a dead ball situation where Club America at this point hasn't picked up the ball and moved it backwards or attempted to slow play. which is the case again with Martinez pushing away. Santos has shown his teeth a bit as well. Jacob Galesnis. If you follow the Union, you've been living under a rock if you don't realize this is shooting range. Galesnis went for goal. Wasn't going to fool Memo Ochoa from there. Not with that free kick. You can see the reaction from Gazdag as well on the ill-fated set piece prior. Header down, caromed off Martinez. Lob forward. Powell has had a tricky time since coming on in the 33rd minute. Cáceres. For Club America, make no mistake, this is in some ways a revenge mission. They reached the semifinal in the Orlando bubble. This is Cordova. Taken off the ball by Wagner. Sanchez scored in the 17th minute. Club America leads here in this first leg of the semifinal. Last year, due to the COVID pandemic, the semifinal was a single-legged affair at the neutral venue in Orlando, Florida. Club America took the lead. Memo Ochoa involved in a red card worthy altercation before halftime. Contact here continues now through Martinez. Roger Martinez being walked away. The referee trying to restore some measure of peace. Wagner didn't take kindly to it at all, did he? In that 2020 semifinal, Sebastian Cáceres scored in the 11th minute. Edward Atuesta was sent off in the 45th. Contact with Memo Ochoa, so it appeared. And LAFC bagging 2 goals within 3 minutes out of halftime through Carlos Vela, of all people. Latif Blessing scored a fine goal to close it out. 3-1 LAFC knocked off Club America. Miguel Herrera sent off in that game as well. A lasting image for many was him on a walkie-talkie in the suite level in Orlando. Sanchez, that saw Herrera out and really ignited the generational change. It was already underway. Long run here for Santos. Ochoa off his line, slides this out. So brought on the massive name, new manager Santiago Solari, previously managed Real Madrid, who replaced and then was replaced by Zinedine Zidane. Such an odd time for Real Madrid. Martinez. Diagonal cutout by Jorge Sanchez. contact that Cordova stumbled through. Gazdag. The initial challenge, no advantage, and then the pushing and shoving escapades after the fact. Martinez. Cordova. Sanchez. Sanchez weaning a ball through traffic. Wagner pushes in. High boot. Sees possession back to Philadelphia.
Couple minutes and then Corey. Couple minutes for Corey.
Aquino and Shabilko having words now. Aquino had knocked the ball off the tee that again slowed Philadelphia on the restart in theory. So here's Aquino running through, and you can see he looks down. He's got a good eye on the ball. Anywho, Wagner, Shabilko, Bedoya before Ochoa arrives and quickly distributes. And Martinez whistled for the foul. Martinez in hold-up play. Now Elliott with a foul. And instead of advantage, it's a quick restart. It's Sanchez playing wide. It's a flock of Eagles entering the penalty area. And a brilliantly won slide tackle by Alvis Powell. Towards Shabilko. A throw for Aguilera. Sanchez. Turned over. Well recovered by the Union. Martinez. Well, for Philadelphia, last remaining side from the U.S. in this semifinal round, have orchestrated something really tremendous in the past few years. Seeking ball forward is cut out. Cordova hoping to hold up play and spring this the other way. Lainez taking off the ball. He quickly gestures back to the referee. Himself now has to race downfield. Shabilko rolling ahead for Gazdag. Look at the previous play that saw Lainez tossed off the ball. There's a certain irony of Philadelphia being the city of brotherly love. Perhaps the most famous fictional character, as Club America looks to get a shot away and sends this lofting into the stands, is himself a fighter. Their hockey team called the Broad Street Bullies, the Philadelphia Flyers. Their anecdotes, Philadelphia being a bit rough and tumble sporting-wise. Here's a change coming here for Philadelphia. It's Gazdag who's going to come out. That's the end of his Champions League debut game. And in steps Corey Burke. 4 goals from 13 appearances in the league this year. It's the second change for Philadelphia. One wonders if the substitution rule as it relates to head injuries could be invoked after Bizo came off just past 30 minutes. It's certainly a thought for a later time. Ball put in play by the Union. And the running screen meant to unlock Galesnes from Elliott draws the whistle. But at this stage, we've started to see real fight from these sides physically. With the lead in Club America's hands right now, they may not mind that. Ochoa. Martinez coming from an offside position. Sent forward for Burke. Intriguing trio up front. Shabilko, Burke, and Santos. This is Martinez breaking through. Roger Martinez! Steered away by Andre Blake. A knuckling ball for the near post. And after the seas parted for Roger Martinez, a corner. Once Elliott misjudged that, Martinez was off to the races. Galesnes provides a measure of cover, but it's Blake who has to cover the near post. Driven across for Martinez. Turning, Aquino. Sanchez. Comes off of Shabilko, another corner. Training ground. Surely it didn't come with Fidalgo losing the handle, but Fidalgo recovers, cedes to Shabilko. Slide in from Reyes brings this back. Substitution for Club America. We'll see Henry Martin on. The first substitution. Ochoa. Cordova comes off. Shabilko was suggesting that the referee had intervened, resulting in loss of the ball for Philadelphia. Now Santos is continuing to argue his case alongside Martinez. It's Martinez, the more vocal one. Martinez is the player on a yellow card, the only one in this game on a caution. Burke has arrived to try to separate Santos from the referee. And at this stage, Walter Lopez has made clear, receive no more back talk. Did Santos clip the heels there? The question. You can see the fire between those two in that moment. Shabilko. Again, the pressure fails to truly get home for Philadelphia. Martinez slips back. Richard Sanchez. Karam's out to Shabilko. A wildly technical tackle that was. Sanchez. Martinez can orchestrate from the wide area once more. Comes toward Wagner. Ultimately puts this out for a corner. Corner, header down. It's wide. Martinez among those rising up to make contact, and Blake has quickly launched this forward. Ochoa with a confident header away. Santos continues to charge. They say on good defensive teams, and Philadelphia is one, it's actually a phrase that was used by Jim Curtin ahead of this match. We have to defend with all 11. You have a keeper like Memo Ochoa, that takes on a different meaning, doesn't it? Can the Union strike back on a set piece? Wagner will craft the service for Philadelphia. Wagner serves. It's too high for Bedoya. But Wagner maintains. Martinez. Cáceres over Elliott. Galesnis charges up, and two Club America players are down. Cáceres went into the initial challenge. Ball in the air. Lainez is already back to his feet. When he went down, caught more certainly of Elliott than he had hoped. Well, for the drop ball, should do about nothing but wait. The question, was that a foul throw? Shabilko. Strong turn. "15 minutes remain, plus stoppage time in Mexico City." Relatively chilly evening. The rain appears dwindled to nothing more than a drizzle at this point. Richard Sanchez scored in the 17th minute. Philadelphia looking for a road goal would put them ahead going into the second leg. This is a terrible giveaway. Carried forward. Sanchez! Play on, says the referee. Fidalgo read that all the way. Sanchez remains down. Martinez waits. Sanchez is laying in the middle of the penalty area. Martinez rolls it all the way through. Attack still on. The referee telling everybody to wait at this point. VAR is available in this competition. It is inside the penalty area. Martinez sliding in here. Did he get the ball? Did he inhibit play? Drew Fisher, the Canadian official, is the one currently speaking into the referee's ear, and he has suggested VAR. They will look for a potential penalty. Walter Lopez runs to the monitor. Bottom right corner of your screen, you see a live view of Drew Fisher and Tatiana Guzman currently walking Walter Lopez through the images that you see in the center of your screen, precisely what the referee is now looking at. You'll see all the angles that we on the broadcast are able to look at. There is an element of allowing this play to continue from the referee in the sense that you do have the chance to look with VAR after the fact. Something that CONCACAF made clear in major competitions this year with the inclusion of VAR for the first time. Walter Lopez will make a decision. Penalty. Now a second decision to be made. Well, there was any malintent here with that trailing leg from Martinez, who's playing on a yellow card. He did catch the cleat of Sanchez. He failed to make contact with the ball with his leading foot. Manuel Aguilera, who had 5 goals in Copa MX as the primary penalty taker, the Argentine, step forward now. He scored the winner in the 2019 Clausura Copa MX from the spot. There are few players in the region you'd rather have in this moment. A few goalkeepers more equivalent to the moment than Andre Blake. A spot kick of tremendous magnitude. Aguilera is up to the moment once again. Club America leads 2-0 in the Champions League semifinal. Andre Blake goes the wrong way. Surely there's plenty of film on Aguilera. A calm eventually exuberant look. And the penalty-taking talisman for Club America. For what it's worth, Club America at this point as Aquino went in on Elliott. I've taken some flack on social media for maybe not having enough flair and flash thus far. Opened with a scoreless draw. Defeated Necaxa 2-1 and Puebla 2-0 at the Azteca. Have a look at Elliott charging through. Aquino carried to the touchline. Santiago Solari says he doesn't have social media accounts. The people have their opinions. This side's simply out to do their job. Well, they now lead by 2. Aguilera's 80th minute penalty, doubling the advantage. Philadelphia's looking for, could be a hugely important road goal. Ball floated forward and back across. Pinged off of Martinez. Flats clearly feels hard done. Say with complete assuredness is going to be a very different game in Chester at Subaru Park in September. It'll be over a month before these teams see out the second leg of this semifinal. So Philadelphia side that came in trying to weather the opening 20 minutes, they failed to do so. Conceding one set piece too many. Given a second. Hardly insurmountable. Club America has certainly done the job thus far. Ilsinho in for Philadelphia, their undisputed super sub. Sees Shabilko off. Ball rolled in front for Martin. Philadelphia has in theory used 3 substitutes in 3 windows. Remains to be seen, however. Powell came on for an injured Olivier Baizo. What appeared to be a head injury. If so, could open the door to a 4th window. Sanchez. Philadelphia is now experiencing a rite of passage of playing at the Azteca, trailing by 2. Allayed by the jubilant home crowd. Martinez dragging through. Recovered by Sanchez. Aquino. Strong sliding challenge. Ilsinho forward for Burke. He's been somewhat isolated in this game. Santos on the run. Kept it in play. Sought Ilsinho, but instead found Sanchez. Bedoya has gone down. The Union captain. Here's the challenge by Martinez. Initially on Fidalgo, and he just continued to sprint through the challenge on Sanchez. Sees VAR award a penalty. Club America. Aguilera to the line, delivers. And Ochoa now defending a 2-goal lead. Back into Glesnes after Bedoya walked off. Play resumes. Burke. Burke floats this forward, seeking Santos. Bedoya has returned. He spins out. Ball deflects away from Powell. Toward Elliott. Willing through the challenge, but offering a substandard ball that pounds off the flag. Surely that had crossed the line. Medica goes to their bench. Andre Martinez does not score tonight. Had some menacing moments. The second substitute, Luis Fuentes, comes on, a left back by trade. Here's now Club America's prepared to try and see out the shutout. Clean sheet. Make life extraordinarily difficult on Philadelphia should they score at Subaru Park next month. Failing to score a goal here for Philadelphia means Club America could grab a road goal early and force Philadelphia to look up at a essentially 3-goal deficit. They'd need 4 to overcome it. 5 added minutes. Head for Burke. Aquino taken back by Philadelphia. Ilsinho. Taken away from Flatch. Wagner. This could find its way all the way toward the end line and out altogether. Burke going down. Union players are begging for a penalty. Just how much is in this? Aguilera. According to the referee, not much at all. Now Burke has joined the conversation as well. Aguilera is saying that was shoulder to shoulder. The referee initially seemed to gesture. Lopez has walked away. He's intently listening to the earpiece now. He's allowed the goal kick. Bring play back. Here's another look. Aguilera and Burke, the dueling number 19s. Not enough in that. Aguilera quickly said to Burke, quite the same. So would bump shoulders and nothing more. Jim Curtin dismissively waves that off. Aquino rolls this over. Foul from Powell. The talking to, is it more from the referee? Header comes down to Elliott. At least another 100 seconds left in this now. Last substitute, Club America. You'll see Fidalgo out. Some moments of technical class from the 22-year-old Spaniard. Fernando Madrigal comes in. Wagner crossing. Ochoa arrives in time. Powell crossing, caught by Ochoa. It was inches away from Bedoya's diving head. And that may save the shutout. Club America so desperately wanted to attain. Ochoa sends this to space. Club America gets the job done at the Azteca. 2-0 over Philadelphia in the first leg of the Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League semifinal. A clean sheet in the return from the Olympics for Memo Ochoa. Richard Sanchez scores on a deflected ball, recycled off a free kick. And Emmanuel Aguilera takes advantage of VAR awarding a penalty by converting in the 80th. Philadelphia certainly has a lot of work ahead of them when this second leg comes in CONCACAF Champions League in September 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. And a road goal proves elusive for Philadelphia. They could have had one inside 100 seconds. Wasn't meant to be, off the back heel of Kasper Shibilko. There will be frustration from Philadelphia as they fly home, but Club America defends their home field in style. The final score from Estadio Azteca in the first leg of the Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League semifinal is Club America 2, Philadelphia Union 0. Good night.